Seriously, I think that Jigarthanda Double X is a masterpiece, and I was blown away when I saw this movie in my local movie theater. No, I'm not saying that the movie is perfect. By all means, no. The movie has some flaws, but I can't deny the fact that visually speaking, Jigarthanda Double X is a treat for my sore eyes. One that required to watch this movie in a movie theater with a proper sound system. And boy, was I right to watch this movie like this. Otherwise, I think I would have cried my eyes out if I saw this interval. Nay, this interval gem on a streaming platform. Cause let's face it, this is last year's best interval. And this is one of the hills I will die on for 2023. Okay, what is an interval in a Tamil movie? It's a very important part. Actually, it's a very important part in any Indian movies. Usually, it's shaped in form of a mini cliffhanger. It can announce a challenge. It can announce a flashback, an explanation that will come right after the interval. But overall, it's a moment of tension that set the viewer on edge. And also, this is the perfect moment where he can buy some samosas for the second part of the movie. In Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, Rohan promised himself to bring his brother back, to reunite his family again. So he takes an oath right before the interval. And in the second part, he will go undercover or something in his brother's house. And let me tell you something, I love Rohan. I really do love this character. He's sweet, he's doing the cutest thing for his mother. But he has the worst poker face in this entire planet. I mean, dude, you're supposed to be in a stranger's house and you cry right away, right when you come inside the house. Like, bro, how come that no one was like, is he okay? Why is he crying like that? No one except DJ is shocked or something.
Of course. I knew everything.
Let's take another example. Anamala is perfect. The interval comes right after his monologue where he promised to destroy Ashok and his family as he was betrayed by who he thought was his best friend. But between you and I think Ashok is not the best friend. I think Bachchu is the true best friend in Anamala. But this is my opinion.
Not that anyone cares.
And in Magadira, Harsha finally gets, all his previous life's memories back, and as he falls down, we get to see the previous incarnation of those three people. And right when Harsha's previous incarnation, Kaila Bhairava shows himself the interval card, promises to go back in time in 10 minutes. And I was so excited. I was like, what? Oh my god. One of the best interval for me. I know I'm getting too much excited, but this interval is just awesome. Overall, the interval is a moment that is usually well crafted, as it's supposed to cut the movie in half. So there's this need to build enough tension to keep the audience in tension and make them come back with great expectation. And if I take one of my previous example, like Anamala, I was like, oh yeah, Anamala, f them. Hope you put some ospo on the face. And I was envisioning different scenarios while I was buying my murke and my Pepsi at the movie theater. And spoiler alert, Anamala's revenge was a gentleman's revenge. And I was not pleased by the ending because I was expecting something violent, like Game of Thrones violence. So yeah, the interval is freaking important in the movie because for all the previous reasons, and also because I can actually go to the bathroom to pee, which is something you cannot do when you're watching a freaking MCU movie. Damn you, 2 or 3 hours movie, people of MCU, do you even think about people with tiny bladders? Seriously, gosh, what the hell? So back to my story. Karthik Subbaraj, the movie director, brought the art of making an interval to a whole new level in this movie. As you may know, at this point of the story, Ray is caught between a rock and a hard place. He's supposed to kill Caesar if he ever wants to be free again because he was framed for a murder he didn't do. And as you know, he's not the real killer because this man is a freaking coward. A Thodanari in Tamil, which can be translated as shaky leg, I think. So this scaredy cat is supposed to kill the heartless Alliyus Caesar, a fearless character who kills people for breakfast. So he poses as a movie director who wants to shoot Alliyus Caesar biopic or something, and make this movie into a Oscar-worthy movie. Yeah, definitely the most BS excuse on earth, but Caesar bought it. And right before the interval scene, Ray learns that Caesar is the root of all of his misfortune, that Caesar was the real culprit.
What a plot twist!
And this is the moment where Ray is baffled. So when Caesar decides to shoot the interval scene, the scenes itself becomes a layer of interval. I know that sounds bizarre, but hear me out. It's not just the interval for us public. Actually, it's more complex than that. It starts with Caesar, who decides that the funeral is the best moment for the interval for his movie. You know, the funeral of whoever his closest relative or something. He uses this moment to declare war on the one who wanted to bring him and his gang down. And as a statement, he kills 2 other spies sent by the old DSP Ratnakumar and says out loud, "This is the interval." Caesar's interval is a challenge one because he basically wants to bring everyone down. Meanwhile, at the same time, Ray, who realized the truth, promised himself to destroy the man who is responsible for his misfortune. He decides that this is the moment when Caesar's fate is going to change. Ray decides to use his camera as a weapon to destroy Caesar, and in the worst possible way. He promised himself to kill Caesar the most slowly and painfully way possible. And he also says that he will shoot this downfall himself, and this scene is Ray's interval. His word, not mine. Which is quite logic. The man took an oath to destroy his arch enemy, making this the most perfect moment for the interval block. And lastly, the public interval. And for this moment, Karthik Subbaraj made a pretty beautiful interval sequence. Those 2 guys are facing each other. Caesar with his gun and Ray with his camera, actually his hidden weapon, with Caesar looking at the camera while Ray is looking at Caesar. And this is when Caesar say, "Hey, this is the interval shot." This moment becomes the real interval for us public, and the scene is cut when Ray shout "cut." And this whole thing is kind of meta, you know, because this cut is not only for them, but it is actually for us, which, as I said, is quite bizarre. And it's just not the writing. Visually and musically, they did an amazing job. I mean, this scene itself is beautiful. The mix between lights and shadow is well executed, while the music reflects the character's intention, you know, doubt, promise, and then confidence. And truth to be told, Jigarthanda XX clearly exceeded my expectations in so many ways. There are so many scenes that are visually beautiful. Karthik Subbaraj showcased his love for cinema, especially for Western movies in Jigarthanda XX, and he respected some of the Western movie codes and mingled that craftily in a Tamil movie, which can be a tricky exercise. And the thing that really blew my mind was when I decided, you know, to rewatch the movie teaser. And I saw this again right after I went to watch the movie, and holy smoke, everything was already displayed. Karthik Subbaraj actually spoiled us the story without spoiling it, and that's probably one of the main reasons why this movie is one of my most favorite movies of last year. And I think that's pretty much it, because I can talk about this movie again and again, and I'm going to bore you to death. So see you next time.